react to this. I'm your mom and you're my son. And I am falling in love with him. He said, are you really? I said, yes, I am. He said, you know what? I was scared to let you know too. I am too. He was too.
Welcome back to Real Talk Corner. I'm your host, Ariana, the Quantum Healer, and my co host, Bella, is in the building. This is another one. People just, y'all, I know we live in this world, and it's just one of those things. Some people just, I don't know.
I told him it was at first I told Carlos that I'm I'm sorry, I don't know how you react to this. I'm your mom and you're my son. And I am falling in love with him. He said, are you really? I said, yes, I am. He said, you know what? I was scared to let you know too. I am too. He was too falling in love with me, with his mom. And I was falling in love with my son. And then,
Okay. Okay. There is a level of love that you have for your kids that is like no other person on this planet, but it's because of the bond from them being in your womb, not that you should be romantically in love with your
Right. That's a whole different type of love. Being in love with your child and loving your child,
right.
totally different.
Like I don't understand as a mother how your kid could get to 19 and you start looking at them like that and like I want to be with you. The fuck is wrong with you? Now, I know that, incest is a thing and people have been doing this shit for decades. And, supposedly Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel and everybody had incest for us to be here. But at this point in society, it's frowned on, right? At this point in society, it's not a thing. And I don't understand how you as a mom could get to that point where you're just like, oh, I'm feeling like this. I think that this is where the mental health, we see the shit with everything that we look at. There's so much mental health fucking issues with all of this shit. Because yeah, your bond is different with your son. Yes, your children, you have a different bond than you have with anybody, but sexually, romantically, you supposed
Right.
mm. Let's hear her bullshit.
we ended up talking and we took off to the park. And we ended up asked him, will you ever date your mom? And he said, will you date your son? I said, honest truth, yes, I would. Because 19 years, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. And I really want to be with you the rest of my life. And I really want to be with them. It's kind of hard right now, but I don't care what people say because we're going through a lot right now. We try to keep it a secret, but we couldn't do it no more because, my other kids found out. At first, they didn't like it. Then they started liking it. They're accepting it, and my mom, my dad, my brothers, my family's accepting it now.
Are they really accepting it? Or is that bullshit?
See, that's where to me, yeah, to me, that's where the bullshit is because, and if they are accepting it, then what the fuck is going on with
With the
your
family.
mentality? Because no one's calling it out, no one's saying, and I think that's where that a lot of that comes from. No one is bold enough to say the truth. Like even
Right.
her children, she's like her children accepted. Like, Ma, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like no one is saying this to her or
Right.
even to their brother.
Right.
Like that's your mother.
Right.
Like how do you go from being the nurturer to now becoming his lover?
Right. Unfortunately, there's a lot of unhealthy mother-son relationships. And you guys see it. This takes, this takes mama's boy to a whole new fucking level. But there
Mhm.
are a lot of unfortunate moms that have this really weird
Mhm.
relationship with their son. It's like, is that your son or is that your man?
Exactly. And a
You
lot of
know?
them start from young. Like even when you see them post them, my king, my little things like that, the man of the house, my
Yeah,
this, my that. Especially, when they're a single parent, they're a
right.
single woman, and and like you said, and they develop
Mm.
this type of thing where now their son is like their man. And even that, you see it when their son get older and their son starts to date. The mother usually don't like the girlfriend,
None
don't
of
like
them.
the wife,
None of them.
right, don't approve. So, now, like you said, it's to me it starts young.
Right.
And now, it's sad. It's
And that's
really
probably
sad.
why he don't have a fucking relationship with anybody, you know? Because nobody's going to be good enough. You see the unhealthy relationship. Nobody's good enough for your son. Nobody, they can't be with no one. You the only one that could love them out of this life. Yeah, you're the mom. Of course, your love is greater than anybody else. But it's not like that. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. Um, I've actually seen that one before. And I can't remember what else happens. I honestly don't give a fuck to go check because it's to me it's disgusting. To me,
Yeah, I was just about to say that's like
yeah.
it's sick. It's sick. You're manipulating your son because
Hmm.
he's a child. You're
Right.
his mother, so he's gonna go with the flow. He's gonna, you know what I mean? Oh, would you date your mom? Like, what the fuck? Why are you
Right.
even asking him that? You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, that's some sick shit.
I was just like, I don't get it, but I have seen it. I have seen some very unhealthy relationships with women and their boys. And I just peeped it out like that's borderline too much. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's
I've
a
seen
little
it also.
borderline too much.
I have seen it also.
So y'all think about that when you're saying certain shit to your kids, you're saying certain shit. Just take that step back, analyze what you're doing, because they shouldn't be put in the same category as your man, or as someone that you would look at like that. There's a difference between my son is handsome. I know I have a handsome son versus you looking at him and being attracted to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't see it as a mother. I don't see it. I got grandsons. I got family. I ain't attracted to my fucking family. You know what I mean? Like I could sit and
Right.
say my family are handsome or pretty or whatever. And I don't have nothing that's attracted to them in that way on a romantic fucking basis.
Mm-hmm.
I think people just I don't know if it's being in these lonely states or just you develop this unhealthy fucking relationship with them. Like I can't call it other than mental issues. Like
Yeah, definitely it's a mental thing because, like I said, as a mother, you're there to nurture. We all love our kids. We love our kids to death. We'll do anything for them. But loving them and being in love with your child is totally different. Like, like you could
right,
love the fuck out of your children. You know what I mean? You'll take a bullet for them, like you'll do whatever. But being in love with them, seeing, like you said, seeing them in a
right,
romantic way,
right.
that's some mental health shit.
And then they took it to the next level where y'all are intimate.
Hmm. Just the fact that she asked him, "Would you date your mother?" So that means you want to be out dating. Like she said, her family is accepted. So y'all a couple.
Right. So he's now stepdad to his brothers and sisters.
Right. Y'all going to functions as a couple, not as mother and son.
So that's a whole new meaning to step bro.
Hmm.
It's
That's
not
what I'm
stepdad.
saying.
I just can't. I just can't. I'm laughing, but it's like, what the fuck
It's
you do?
sad. It's
How
extremely sad.
you the father of your brother and sister now. Wait, what? Like what? I it just Yeah, I can't get down with that. Some people just, it's too much. It's too much. It's too unhealthy. It's like, yes, you and your children, understand the bond. I understand. I know my love for my kids, my grandkids is out of this fucking world, but it's never ever going to be in that way. You know, I would never look at them with those. It's like, what is, you have to have something wrong with you on some level to start being attracted to your own fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and what if you pop out another one with your own kid? The fuck's
Mm.
gonna be wrong with your DNA?
Mm-hmm.
That kid probably gonna be crazy as fuck. This is why so many crazy ass fucking people out here to begin with. This shit. Y'all drop a comment and tell us what y'all think about this shit. I think it's disgusting. I think any mother that is that close to their kids needs help. And I really think you need to check yourself. Like,
Yeah, that's sick as.
why do you feel? You start feeling that way about your kids, I think you need to take a step back and ask yourself, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah,
Why
you
do I
gotta
feel
go
like
see
this?
somebody. When you if you start feeling those feelings, you need to go see somebody because something, something ain't right. Something ain't
Right,
clicking right. You need to go see somebody ASAP before it gets to that point to
right,
where you asking him, would you date me?
right. Right. And it's sad. What's sad is in the QHHT past life stuff, there's a lot of people that claim in their sessions that they find out they've had relationships with their parents in other lives. And
Wow.
that's a part that I can't swallow. There's a couple things in QHHT that I can't swallow as my reality. And that's the one big one. Even though I've had clients that have gone through their past life regressions and they're like, yeah, in the past life regression, they saw that they were, a father and a daughter were together in the other life, and in this life, the person is their father or some shit. And it's like, that's a hard
Mm.
one for me to swallow. It's a hard one for me to be like, that's truth, and I know I do believe in lives and I do believe we come back. I personally have not had any lives where I've been with my parents. You know what I mean? Like, I personally have not seen that because I can't grasp that part, being it, and I have worked with clients that have been molested by the father. Okay. And they were trying to figure out why, like, what was the reason, like, why would my dad do this to me? And unfortunately, I wasn't the one who did a specific past life, but the girl got a past life from someone else. And she said in the session, that's what came out. And I remember doing other readings on, and just the weird, it was weird to me to feel the type of love that that father had for his daughter. It wasn't
Wow.
love for my daughter. It was love, like, in that,
Lustful,
in,
lustful
in just
way.
that romantic way that you would love your wife. And I said, sad part is, if it is true, and I can't say everybody has connections like this, y'all, because again, there's some things that I just can't swallow. It ain't my reality. I don't feel like I've been with any of my people, you know what I mean? But for someone who's going through that, and let's say it does come out and a past life comes up, and that's the reality of it, that's a very hard thing to work through. Because if you don't know why, like, let's say that's this girl's reality, and that's the reason why she's connected to him like that, you won't even know unless you go get some help. I still think you should go get some help, because I still don't feel like just because you were something in a past life means in this life you should act on that. And if you
Exactly.
are having feelings like that, take that second and take a step back and be like, where is this coming from? Because this isn't something that's normal. I shouldn't be looking at my child. There might be a deeper reason for it, that you need to go deep within trance or some hypnosis or something to figure it out. But
Mhm.
just to act upon it and be like, these are my feelings. This is our reality. Now we're gonna be together. I think it's hard. For me, it's hard to swallow. It's hard to swallow. Like, it's a little crazy, but I've heard and seen some stuff, and people's reality is their reality. I can't tell them they wrong, because it's like, if you had your past life regression, and that's what come. I've actually done them, so I understand how you kind of flow through a past life. Whatever comes up, comes up. It's really hard to make the shit up. You really have to be skilled to fucking flow and make shit up, because stuff is just flowing to you as you're in the session. So if you've seen that and that's the reality, but for someone to be on the other side and not be able to get some mental health or get some type of help to help them work through it, I think is where we're failing. because it's like, get some help, see, understand why you're having those feelings, because I still don't feel it's
Right.
natural. I don't give a fuck if you was in a past life. It's like, nah, not natural. Like, yeah, it's crazy though. She just like, yeah, well, why not? Let's be together.
Yeah, I wonder what type of relationship she had with her dad, or, because it's just too, I don't know, like, to me, something will have to been to where she to even think those thoughts. Because like you said, you
Right,
don't when you see your kid, you don't see your kid in that way. You see your kid in the fact that that's your kid,
right,
protector, nurturer, your mother. So to see your, like, I wonder if she ever, like, what type of relationship she had with her dad. What did she see, like, in
right,
her home or family? Was that type of thing? Was, cousins together? Was it
right,
okay for cousins to be together?
right.
Because that's just some other shit. Mm.
Even for like the parents to be okay, it was like,
Right. The parents, the kids.
mm,
Because to me now, what's next? The kids can say, oh, now they're in love with their siblings. Because, once that it's
mhm,
there, it's like, okay, pushed it to the limit. Now everybody's gonna be okay with mixing and mingling with each
right,
other.
right. Y'all all in the same house, like that shit is
Mm.
like I said, there are some things that, even though in my profession I work with a lot of clients, and it's not to judge people, it's hard for me to swallow other people's reality in that way. It's hard to be like, this is something that's out there, like this is, just happening. But I still think we are, one of the most important things to remember is we're in this life, regardless to what has happened in the past life, regardless to who you were or your bond in the past life. This life is the most important one that you're living. You're here right now.
Exactly.
So if you're in this one right now, take that step back and be like, I need some help. Why are these thoughts coming into my mind? Because this shit is not normal. And then figure it out. And just because you figure it out, again, you don't need to act on it though. You don't need to create it and be like,
Mm.
oh yeah, like she said, oh, 19 years, you're the best thing that ever happened. Most moms are going to say that shit. Most moms can say that their kids saved them on some fucking level. And okay, your kid saved your life. Your kids should motivate you. They should push you to fucking do better and be a better person in society. You know, those are all normal fucking things. You think just because you feel that way, oh, well, I guess since I feel that way, why not be together? And it's like, did you just deal with a bunch of shitty ass people your whole life that you just like, well, my son's the only nicest man I know? Like, the fuck? I don't know. We didn't get to hear the son side of it, but it was pretty sucky. Yeah. So y'all drop a comment on that. I can't. It's not, for me, it's not natural. Get some help. If you know somebody,
Right.
tell them get some help, because it's not natural in this life. They're supposed to be your kids. You're supposed to protect them. You're supposed to be the one person that's not going to harm them or fuck up their heads. You know, at least not try to.
Right.
So